Okay, I think it's live and working. Um, if anybody here, I can see some people are here. If you can tell me in the chat that you can hear me and see me well and everything is working. Hello? This must be live now. It's my first time doing it, so I have no idea what I'm doing. So please be with me and please help in chat. Okay, I can see somebody with the emoji, which I think means hello. But can you hear me? It must work. Okay, I don't know how many people will come. So, uh, hello. So I'm gonna spend probably 5 minutes just chatting with you folks in the chat, because otherwise we're gonna start doing something and they're gonna be late, and it's not gonna be fun for everybody because I'll have to repeat. So, uh, maybe I will talk about some maybe expectations for today. Um, and maybe I will tell you why I'm doing this. Because it's interesting. Um, so I has been thinking about doing something like that for a very long time, and I was always like, it's too much effort to do. Um, but also there's a, and it's true, it's quite a lot of effort. But I feel like I could give something to the people by doing it, and also I can motivate myself to be like more visible and learn new things as I go, because usually we all like have this procrastination thing when it's like I kind of want to learn something but it's not like necessary for my survival and my current situation. So learning this new tool, let's say, doesn't make sense. I'm gonna postpone it and then you never do it. So today we're gonna play around with Cypress, but I know Cypress reasonably well, let's say. However, so I chose the Cypress for this live stream because uh, I just wanted to do the trial of streaming on doing something I'm more comfortable doing. However, I will try to do um, some functionality that I've never used in the past. So yeah, hopefully it will be interesting for me and interesting for you. Also, I don't know if what's I see that there's more and more people joining. I don't know what's your background in, let's say, uh, programming or test automation or whatever. So I encourage everybody to actually ask if you don't understand something, and I will talk about it for in more details, right? If you see me doing something and then you like, oh, what was that? I don't know what it is. Ask, and I will talk about it. So because if you don't ask, you don't get. I cannot talk. I mean, I can talk to myself, obviously, but it will be nicer for everybody if there is some interaction in the chat. So thank you for everyone who says hi, at least in the chat. Okay. So, uh, let's try to start doing some stuff. So, I'm using the I'm going to be using WebStorm. This is the IDE of my choice. I don't know if any of you will try to do any follow me along kind of thing. Again, if you're trying to parallel do some testing with me, please write some messages in the chat so I know that you are actually uh, you're actually doing something and I need to be slower or I need to explain some things more, right? Very likely you're also going to be using VS Code for your thing. So if something that you see is different, tell me. Anyway, let's get going. I will just create a new project. And also hopefully the font is big enough so you can see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an empty Node.js project, which I'm going to call maybe, let's call it Cypress Stream, right? Maybe live stream to be more clear. Okay. And of course it jumped away. Okay. So I don't know again, how many of you used Cypress before, familiar with Node.js. So trying to find a balance between not too boring and not too detailed. So I'm gonna assume that some of you know some things about Node.js. I'm gonna be using Node.js, which is the runtime for JavaScript. And so how Node.js works is Node.js, if you have it installed, you'll be able to do something like that, node -v. And if you have the reply, it means you have Node.js installed. So if you have Node.js installed, it means that, what do I have here? So here I have empty folder with a package.json file, right? So that's basically my initial setup for my initial project. And you see that there's no dependencies, no nothing. And if we want to use Cypress, we need to use Cypress as a dependency. Chat is quiet. Hey, people, ask something in chat. It's not I will teach you how to do Cypress kind of conversation, right? It's I'll be doing Cypress while chatting with you and replying to your comments, right? So if you can say something, please say something, right? Okay, back to the thing, right? Again, if I don't explain something well enough, let's say I mentioned dependencies. If you have no idea, you can ask. So what's a good thing to do is usually Google Cypress, maybe getting started, right? That's always a good thing to start with, is to follow the official tutorial. So what does it say? Getting started. Make sure you install. I think that's what we need to do first, right? And they say you need to install Cypress. When you're in your folder, you need to install Cypress as a save dev is a dev dependency. So that's what I did mention. So there are dependencies and dev dependencies, and you will know that if you do type dependencies, you see that it offers you two options. So the difference between the two is one is used for your production-like dependencies. So if you're writing some code and using a library which is necessary for functioning of that code, then it's dependency. But if you're writing, let's say, an app and then you have some UI tests to run against this app, that's not a dependency, it's a dev dependency, right? You just so that's why Cypress people say, please use dev dependency. So let's add the Cypress as the dependency, right? So you see it's actually here. I'm just gonna use latest. I don't know if it's gonna work. So my ID shows you me something yellow. If you're doing that, always pay attention to your ID signals to you, because your ID is smart. It does things that you might not notice, right? If you see something yellow, it's actually yellow here as well, right? It says Cypress package is not installed. If you move mouse here, Cypress package is not installed. So you can install it from here, or you can do it from command line, whatever you want. But you see that your ID is like trying to help you. It's like run npm install. Like you can do it from here, run npm install, or from here, or from here. So let's do it from here, just because we can, right? Let's download the whole internet by doing that. I don't know if you know the memes. I'll show you the memes. Uh, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Come on. Hopefully nothing happens. Yeah, node models, the heaviest objects in the universe. And what's happening, you see this node models folder appears, and it's still, is it done? It's completed. I think it's done, but it's glitching for some reason. Okay. You see the node models folder appeared, and it has all these subfolders, which are basically just dependencies of the Cypress. So I think we have functionally installed Cypress. So what we can do now is we can try to start the Cypress, right? So we did install it, and now we just need to find how to start it. I think it's another instruction, which is open the Cypress app, right? So npx Cypress open. So for those who don't know what the npx is, I think it's a node package executor. So it's gonna basically find your Cypress package and execute the open command from it, I think. So let's run that. Why is it doing it? Is it not finished? Or maybe it's not finished. Oops, that was a long task. Yeah. But it says finished installation. Okay, it's done. So let's open the Cypress. At the first time we open Cypress, if you never did it, again, I don't know who's here. Nobody says anything in chat, so hello people who joined. I see that some people joined. When you do this first time, it usually takes quite a long time, but Cypress will also generate all the stuff it needs, like all the demo files and everything. Hi, hey. Thank you, Leclerc, for saying hi in chat. Come on, Cypress, start. So I'm streaming again. I'm doing this stuff for the first time, so I don't know how much my computer is suffering from doing all that. So certain things might be slower than you would have if you run just your IDE, because I'm running IDE, I'm running streaming software, I'm running like another browser tab to see how, like, what the conditions of the streams are and stuff like that. Come on, Cypress, open. Maybe it's opening somewhere in the background. No. Still trying to do it, I think. Who's in chat have a good test automation experience? Am I explaining too much? What to your taste? No one wants to talk. Yes means what? You have a lot of automation experience? You almost done. Huh? Come on, Cypress, work. All right, finally Cypress is doing something. Okay, it says I want to do something. I will allow it to do things in my network. Okay, so it's running. And if you look here, there'll be some files probably generated. No, I think it's after. Here's a window. You are explaining a lot. So is it a bad thing or a good thing? Okay, so if I do end-to-end testing, because so the reason I'm explaining a lot, I did a disclaimer in the beginning because I have no idea who my audience is, what their level of understanding is. So I'm just talking like kind of into a little bit more details than maybe I would if I were having no idea about Cypress, right? But because I know something about Cypress, I've done it a few times, so that's why I'm explaining stuff like about the ecosystem around it as well. Okay, so it's gonna generate some examples. It's fine, and it's, let's say we want to start in Chrome, and the Chrome appear, and I could say create example specs. Actually, if I look here now, you will see Cypress folder now created, and there's like some subfolders and some stuff automatically created because it's a new. So I can create example specs, right? And I can run them if I wanted to. So let's do that because why not? Okay, so how would you go from here? So I think that now we have a functional project. I can click on one of the tests and it will run all the tests in there. So this is like a working example of, yes, we have Cypress installed and it's working. What we do now is, first of all, we can look at this file in the, they're going to be in the E2E folder, right? And we can look at this file in the IDE, we can read what they do, and we can analyze these tests. I don't want to like spend too much time on doing that because it's somebody else's tests. It's not very fun, probably. So what I wanted to do actually is I wanted to try to write a few of my own tests, but I wanted to test certain things which I have not tried before. Like maybe I've found something here before. Like maybe alerts. I don't think I dealt with alert before. So like, what if you click and the alert appear? Can Cypress handle that or not, right? So I was thinking doing the test for, again, this is for me to keep myself entertained. Thoughts? Are you excited about it? No? Yes? Okay. But maybe before I do that, maybe let's do a simple test for the like UI end-to-end style system level kind of test, right? So this is like a shopping cart that I have. It has a URL. I can add something to the cart and I can buy it, and it gets me to another page which says how much money I spent, right? It's actually probably an interesting test. If you want to try it at home, I'll send you a link in the chat. So if you want to try that, that's probably a pretty reasonable test that you could say Cypress has been originally created for like the big user flow through the system kind of test. So let's try to do that before we go into like some weird stuff like alerts. Let's try to create a test. For those who don't know how to do it, I will just create a file, like a JavaScript file here. And let's call it, I don't know how to call it yet. I will call it first test. And I should be able to see this first test in my list of tests if I go here. Can I see it? Do I need to refresh? cy.js. Oh, yes. Good one. Good one. So I'm going to rename that because I think Cypress is not going to pick it up, right? That's what you're trying to say to me? Hopefully. Is it? Where is it? Yes. Thank you, sir. Respect. The remote debugging. Great. Always great. Always great. So Cypress can see it, but you see it says no test found. So Uh, why is that? Because we have no tests, right? So let's create a test. So syntax for the test. If you don't remember, I think Cypress uses Mocha. Yes, it uses Mocha as a sub dependency. So Mocha is the like another test framework which comes with like certain style of writing tests. Yes, thank you, sir. I know. I just explained stuff for people who might not know. And you could usually use your IDE to read and kind of see what is the next thing to do, right? So the syntax is usually here is you have a name of the test, and then you have the like the body of the test, which is a function, right? So you see it's suggesting to have a function. So I'm going to create the arrow function here, right? And now I have no name. Let's I'm just going to give a bad name for now. So my goal is to just to create like a harness of a test so that something is functional, right? So I'm gonna check if my test is visible. You see it found my test and run it, which is great because that's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, so now I have a functional setup, and this Cypress executor can see my test and it can run it. But this test doesn't do anything. So what I can do, what's the assertion in Mocha? Is it expect? So I can do like expect true equal true to see if the test actually works and passes. Okay, so you see that Cypress have executed an assertion, something happened, and now it's a green test. If I say true equals false, it's hopefully gonna fail. Okay, so we know this test work. Now we can give it a name. I don't know, let's call it the buy iPhone. If I knew how to spell iPhone, maybe like that. Buy iPhone test. That's what I'm gonna call it. And let's build this test step by step and talk about the good stuff that we do and the bad stuff that we do, because like with everything, writing test automation code, you could have good practices and you can do bad practices, right? So if you are triggered by something, first of all, I want you to say in chat, but it is possible that I do something like that intentionally because I'm a fan of not over engineering things before you need to like over engineer it, right? So a lot of the time I will try to do the iterations. Like you've seen, I've gave this test a bad name. Now I rename this test to have a better name. It's probably still not perfect. So like later in time, when I understand more of what am I trying to test, I will potentially rename this test, right? Or do something with that. So yeah, just a disclaimer: if you triggered, don't be, or say in chat why you triggered. Oh, you fan of no testing? Uh, can you elaborate? Like, what do you mean? Like you mean like zero tests? You could say I'm fan of no development, right? Like 0 lines of code, 0 bugs. Um, so can you explain? You talking specifically of no testing or of no test automation? Just by the way, for people in chat, especially for people who actually writing something, I have a little delay between the time I say something and the time that it reaches you, and then you need to reply, and then it goes back in my head. So in my head, this is like maybe 20-30 seconds time difference. So if you say yes, I already forgot what this yes is about. So yes, for 0 lines of code, 0 bugs, or yes, you don't like UI test automation. I don't know now, right? So sorry if you reply to me. It's kind of tough for me to reply. Let's say more detailed. Anyway, let's do the test. I think that I'm actually I know how to do it, but I'm gonna Google for the people who don't know how to do it. Right? Because when you're in doubt, you need to Google. So I'm gonna Google, say, Cypress navigate to URL. And here you are. It's a cy.visit URL, right? So that's exactly what I'm gonna take. And the URL I sent in chat, so you know the URL. I'm gonna visit this URL. Ooh, what is this? It's not a good thing. Cypress, navigate to that URL. Okay. So theoretically now we should see, when we go back to Cypress, we should see that it went to the page and then it will fail the assertion. Wait, did it work? I feel like it didn't actually go to the page. Huh. Did you see that? That's actually a very confusing thing. Some sort of asynchronous Cypress behavior, because it executed the assertion before it finished the visit. So I think it's the way how Cypress works with the asynchronicity. Because if I say this should be false, it fails like almost immediately, and you don't see anything in any Cypress visit as a first step of execution. But if I undo that, you see the visit appears, and then assertions happens before the visit. Actually, is there a way to make it? Oh, actually, you know what? I have an idea. So if we are confused by that, why don't we move this stuff into the before, right? So again, this is I think they called hooks, and this is like pretty standard for different testing frameworks. Like Mocha is not an exception, and there is a thing called before each or before all, right? So let's say before each, because we know that we're gonna be testing it takes a function. So we're gonna say before each, we're gonna Cypress visit this URL. So I want this to happen before the test execution happens, right? So we're already there on the page. Okay, so if I change it to false, is it gonna work? Okay, yeah, it works. You see, because visit have happened now before the test execution. So our failing assertion now is not affecting the fact that it's failed when we are on this page. So cool thing. I didn't know that Cypress visit is like allows you to run forward. I think Cypress has some sort of a mechanism to handle that in between Cypress commands. So maybe that's because we used not a Cypress command. Maybe this is why it was executed and failed. Because this one is probably like wrapped in a promise or something. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we on the page. It works. Well, except that we have failing assertion, but it's okay. So we are trying to buy iPhone. How do we do that? I think actually in the Cypress, that's actually a cool feature of Cypress. Let me show it to you. You see that it renders like how the whole web page has been rendered, and you can actually inspect the stuff, right? So you can say, oh, blue button, inspect, and you will actually see the button. Okay, so you say button with some class item button. So we can try to click that, find this button and click it. Shop item button. Is there only one button like that here? How do you know? How do we know? Let's search for that. There's a lot of shop item button because they're all add to cart, right? Is there a parent that we can use? No, they're all generic. Broad. So let me explain my thinking and what I'm doing now. I'm trying to find some sort of a selector for that button that will be unique, that will be like, that will make sure that I'm clicking the button which is like belonging to iPhone, right? And this is the button because iPhone right now is the first phone, right? But what if tomorrow it's gonna be second phone, and I'm gonna try to click this button? It's the first button in the HTML tree. This will not work, right? We're not gonna buy iPhone. We're gonna buy some other phone. So I think we need to have some reference for uh maybe, but it's not a parent, it's like a div nearby, right? Apple iPhone. So we need to find that, and then we need to find the parent, and then we need to find this button there, probably. Who has the solution for that? I'm open to your suggestions, because maybe I'm doing something dumb right now, or you know what? Actually, let's implement the stupidest solution. Let's just try to find the first button, which is add to cart, right? And we'll see. Um, we'll see how it works, and then we will talk about what we can fix. Okay. So where's my browser? Cypress. Find by type. Cypress get yields elements. Okay. Selector, you have alias. Okay. So you can find the, okay. I think that will be the type, right? So I can find the button with the type. Wait, is it with ID? I think that's, so I will find the button with type. What was the type, if you remember? Type of the button was, where is it? Ah, it was type button. uh, okay. Which probably not gonna help us much, right? If I search for type equal button, it's string. I forgot how it looks. Type equal button. Find by string. Control F. Type equal button. Okay, because it's not search by HTML, it's by selector. So if I say button and then I say type equal button, is it gonna work? Yeah, so I found a whole bunch of buttons, which means our selector is not gonna work. We can still try it. We can still try it. Hey, chat is quiet. Are you having fun, chat? Is it educational? Interesting? No? Yes? Talk to me. So this is my selector, type button. If I go, I probably need to click on the like, can I click on the first one? Thank you, sir. Is there a first? Okay, so if I say first and then maybe click, I theoretically will click on something. Theoretically. I don't know if the first is a legal Cypress method. We'll see soon. Let's have a look first on what it does. Okay, we visit, and then I'm actually gonna delete this assertion because it's messing up with my. We know it works. We can get it back anytime. Okay, so we clicked on something. What did we click on? Aha, look, it shows us where we clicked. Look here. So we found this button and we found all of them. And I found first button, which was this crossbar. And then I clicked into it, which was right here. And of course, after that, nothing happened because that was a click in the wrong. I think it's closed the menu, which is potentially helpful test, but not very helpful because we're trying to buy the iPhone. So we need to find this blue button, add to cart. And I think for that, I want to install, or first before I install, I think I want to Google. So there is this thing called testing library, and it has, I think it originates from React. There was like React testing library, and then they made modification for different test frameworks. So there's a thing called Cypress testing library, and it has different methods which are not the same as like a default Cypress.get and Cypress.find methods are. And for example, it's a find by row or find by label text. And I think there are like find by text as well. CZ docs for references. So can I by text? Get by text. So I think I should be able to install this Cypress library and use it like that. So instead of our selector, I'm just going to use find by text. So I'm going to comment this out as a reference for now. And you see it's complaining find by text. I think it was add to cart. And then should exist dot. Can I click after? Yeah. So you see it's complaining. Again, the IDE is not happy that I'm using find by text because it says, I have no idea what you're doing. And the reason is because I'm using the Cypress testing library, but I don't have it as a dependency. So let's add it as a dependency. I don't know how, but let's see. I assume maybe like that. Testing library. Nope, wrong guess. Which means Google time again. Wait, where was I? So it's coming from that. Okay. So that's what we need to add. Version. Come on, give me something. What is the latest version? If I say npm. Yeah. Do they have versions? 10? Okay, so let's use version 10 then. 10. Huh? Testing library slash Cypress. Version 10. Okay, fixed it. And I need to install it. Okay. And now, theoretically, this text would be found and clicked. Let's check. Come on. Cypress find by text is not a function. So I didn't install it then properly. Let's read the docs again. So we saved dev, we did it, right? And we need to have IntelliSense. If you're not, okay. Okay, so we need to do that. Import into the commands.js file. Okay, that's what I didn't do. That's why it didn't work. Commands, I'm just gonna put it on, I'll put it at the bottom after the examples. And now maybe it will fix it. Okay. What's the error? I probably found a lot. Yeah, found multiple. So we forgot to do the first. Should exist, and then we do first, and then we click on the first one. Right? Come on, work. No? To exist in the DOM, and it didn't exist? Weird. But I don't need it because if it exists, then the first would work. And if it doesn't exist, the first would crash. So good enough for me. Come on, is it running? Anybody doing this in parallel with me or no? Are you entertained to watch me suffer live on stream? Okay, found multiple elements. Okay. So from the top of my head, I don't know how to. Oh, I need to say find all by text. Now I remember. So there's another method. You find all of them because find by text fails if there's multiple. And then out of multiple, I will select the first one and then I will click on it, right? Okay. Hopefully it fixes the error. Okay, so we go here, we click add, we find add to cart. We found it correctly. Now first one. What? Here? Oh, that's unexpected. So we found 6 of them. Oh, okay. Oh, because this one, you see, it says add to cart. So it found 6 of them. Here, you can see 6 matched elements. And one of them had this text add to cart. Okay. So, but I know how to fix it. I'll give you it's kind of on your screen. So I'll give you a minute to think about how to fix it. There's no ID in the DOM, unfortunately. So this is like this is just a button. That's why I'm using Cypress testing library because it's just nothing, which makes it more exciting, I guess. Jesus, where am I looking? Oh, it's Cypress. Sorry. I will show you in the browser. So in the browser, if you look at the button, it's just a generic class, and there's like nothing unique about it. Like there's no like unique ID or something. So that's why I'm using Cypress testing library to find it by the name, and it's failing. But it's failing because this element has add to cart, and this one add to cart. But this one is capitalized, and this one is camel. No, wait. This one is camel cased, and this one is capitalized. So what I need to do, I think, is to remove the fix the regex for the button. Because currently my regex says /i, which is case insensitive. By the way, how many of you know what the regular expressions are and stuff like about them? Do you want me to explain the regex to you or no? I can show you probably quickly how to test for it. I know I'm not going to explain the whole reggae, but I'll show you briefly what I mean by the /I case insensitive. So I'll choose a JavaScript here and I will say add to cart. So you see that the GM here are modifiers and I need to say insensitive. I will actually leave these two. And I will say, if I say add to cart, it's not gonna match. Oh, now it's gonna match. Yeah. Add to cart. Add to cart. So, and if I remove this flag, hopefully only the middle one gonna match. Yeah, you see that only this one is matching. So that's what the problem was. So for those who want to play with this side, here we are. Actually, I have a video on regular expressions. So for those who don't know, in this channel there'll be, you can find it somewhere at the video on regular expressions. Okay, back to the code. We just need to fix the /I. We're just gonna remove that and hoping that it's working now. Okay, where did we click? We clicked on the button and it looks like we click on the correct one, right? We click on the button of the iPhone. And after that, what happened after that? I think after that, we need to check that it's been added to the shopping cart. Oh, by the way, do you know that you can send reactions in the chat? So I think that there's like next to the chat, there's like an emoji thing and you could do, I don't know how it's going to be displayed on stream, but like, yes, thank you. thank you. it looks like just a bubbly emoji on my side in the chat, so it's cool. Thank you for clicking it. Okay, so I click it, but I think because I click it and I don't wait, I don't have any assertions that they say total price has changed. So my question is probably I think we need to do some manual testing first. Sorry for people who triggered by the word manual, but let's say let's do some exploration first before we know how this website works. So when I click this button, see it appears here as a line, and we need to look at this HTML structure of what is that? So it's a cart items and it's a cart row. I'm suspecting that if I remove it, I'm not sure if the cart item is going to be gone or the cart items. Yes, probably this cart row div inside the cart items will be gone, my guess. Let's test this hypothesis. Select the cart items, remove that. Okay, it's gone, right? So what I know is that right now there's no iPhone in the cart. When I click the button, it's appearing in the cart, and I can check that if I wanted to check, right? I could just click the blue button saying purchase, or say add iPhone and purchase, and then find this iPhone money here, right? Or, oops, where did they go? Here. Or I can say when I add to cart, I need to check that cart has it and then go into like purchase it. Well, if we talk about what it's called, let's talk about the UI end-to-end testing. So to some degree, I feel like doing it might be too much, but also probably reasonable. So let's do it. We can always delete it if we think that this is like not needed. right? So if you're against doing it, write a message in chat. Maybe we'll skip it and go further. But I think it's a reasonable thing to do. And it's not hard to do. So we say we need to find the class card items and then find the card row, and this that should not exist, right? Okay, simple enough. So card items, Control F. No, that's not what I want. Not what I want. Is a class selector like that? Card item. So, okay, found it. So what I'm gonna do in code is after I click, I say Cypress get, and then I'm gonna say that, and then I'm gonna say, oh, actually I'm gonna use the find. Do you know the difference between find and get? I think I need to go to Cypress docs. Cypress get, Cypress find. Okay, so I incorrectly used it. I need to use get and then the find. So get gets you the element, and the find is basically a search within that element. You see, it says descendant DOM elements. So if I go back to my code, I will need to do the get card items and then dot find here. What am I finding? I'm finding the card row. Find that. So how do I do assertions here? Should, what are my options? Should, can I do equal, should equal 1? Can I do equal? Come on, ID. I don't know if it's gonna work, but theoretically I should right now, inside the card items, I should have one row element. That's my logic. Let's test if it works. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay, so find card row. Did you find it? Console. Okay, so it found it. Here it is. It found one element. So maybe it's just asserting incorrectly. So I will go and Google how Cypress should work. Cypress should. Okay. Should be visible. It's oh. So I need to say it's. So you remember when I printed this to console? Wrong browser. When I printed this to console, it says elements 1. So is it the something that I need to assert on? So say find this, and then I say it's property path. Is it elements? It's like how many elements I found should equal to 1. Let's see if it works. It doesn't look like it works. Anybody in the chat knows how to do it? Little length. I'm guessing at this point. I'm just too lazy to Google. Oh, it worked. It worked. It was a good guess. So sometimes you need to guess, I guess. You see what I did there? Was a good pun. Okay, so we have it in the shopping cart now. Um, we probably could do some assertion on price here, but honestly, I don't want to do it. I want to click blue button right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at this blue button and try to. I think I'm gonna use the same strategy. I'm gonna use the Cypress testing library to find the button name by name, right? Um, yeah, I don't think it's probably only one. Okay, so I'm just gonna say purchase. Purchase. I don't know how many buttons there, but actually I'm gonna remove first. I think there should be only one button. And then instead of find all, I will say find by text. Again, it's my guess, and let's see if my guess is right. Okay, something happened. I clicked it. All right. So far, so good. Now, theoretically, after you click it, it gets you to the next page, which is says congrats, your order has been registered. So I'm actually gonna hard code this text, and I'm gonna find this text. But before I find this text, I'm gonna look if I can see the message. Okay, so it's a div with the ID message. Oh, let's go stupid. Let's go like head on and see if we can later improve this code, right? Like you remember I was saying that whenever I do something, it's not necessarily a final version. It's probably intermediary version. So I would say maybe expected message equals that, and I will just try to find Cypress find by text. Sorry, misclick. Find by text, and I would say find by expected message. And let's try to see if it works. Okay, something is not right. Okay. So I clicked, and after I clicked, it tried to find it, but failed because I think the uh, transition to the page was too long. Oh, maybe because I need to say that. Maybe I use the syntax incorrectly. Huh? So if I say, oh wait, if I say congrats. Okay, so it found it by the word congrats. So why did not it find it when I had more than that? I don't know. It's a mystery. So if I try to search like that expected message, is it gonna work? No. So it's a mix of how I use the syntax and because congrats worked last time, right? So now it doesn't work because I think I'm using it incorrectly. What do I need to pass here? I need to find a matcher, and the matcher is regular expression. Okay, so that's why it's not working. I think Kenneth, I'm using the wrong syntax. You see, I'm passing the string, and I need to pass the regular expression. So I need to wrap the string into the template literal. Sorry for using the phrases. I think I need to do that, and I think I need to do this. And maybe it's gonna work because I need to say slash slash. So now it's a regular expression with this value inside of it. Almost. Congrats. Let's actually search without, maybe you're right, Kenneth. Let's search without exclamation. Find by text, congrats. This looks right. Okay. I will duplicate that and I will manually type it. Congrats. So when in doubt, there are different debugging strategies, but right now. Oh, look at that. You see that they blew? Okay, so the bug I made, that I put this, what is called? I forgot the name for the thing in English. But basically this should be outside. I put it inside the string and it made it mad. Or am I hallucinating? No, it should be outside. Okay. So is the first congrats works and second doesn't? See, people are getting tired. It's been an hour. 6 people left. Thank you for people who are left, who's still alive. So see, congrats worked, but then this one failed. So what am I doing wrong? Find by text. Oh, you know what? How about I make this thing a regular expression? Can I make it a regular expression? I think I can. Can I say new regular expression? Yes. And can I say slash congrats? And can I pass, instead of this abomination, can I pass expected message? Is it gonna work now? Ooh, it works now. So correcting the syntax works. But now you see, now this variable technically incorrect. Technically, I kind of want to say, I kind of want to rename it to regex, but it's also like an ugly name. So maybe we rename it to say, let's call it actually congrats text. Let's call it matcher, right? Because it's something to you that we use to match the text. And now theoretically this should continue working. Yeah, it works. And now what I also want to do is I kind of keen to extract this money text from here and validate that it's been actually the same amount of money, right? That we have paid. Well, I mean, not that we have paid, but like we have paid the same amount of money that has been here. Let's look at that element. Shop item price. Okay, easy enough. The only problem is shop items. First shop item. Okay, so I can see where our initial code is inefficient, right? You see that we have this shop items, which is a collection of all of the little phones, right? And the first shop item is our iPhone. And inside we have like price for it and the add to cart button. So the way we search for our add to cart button is we just say, we're just going directly like very blunt, which is like find the first one, click. And theoretically, we could be doing finding the I think we could be doing finding the first shop item, also making sure it's an iPhone, right? We can check the title as the iPhone. And then when we know that it's iPhone, we can save the price and only then we can click the button. Phew. Any people alive in the chat? What do you think? Seems good? Logical? Shall we do it? Yeah? Nah? Okay. I'm gonna do it because why not? So, shop items. Let's find the shop items. Should be easy to do. Cypress get. So I'm gonna use this syntax, right? So I'm gonna say we don't need that anymore. We say shop items. So inside the shop items, I'm gonna find. Unfortunately, it did rerun, which I hate, but okay, because I wanted to use it. Uh, Sounds good, Kenneth. All right, so shop items. Inside, I want to find shop item title. Right. Okay, so I think I need to do the first, and then I'm gonna find the shop item title. Oh, it's reran it again. Annoying. I'll go here because it's impossible. It refreshes all the time. Shop item title, and then okay. And then can I actually sorry, I'm having a brain freeze. So it's text. Is it it's text? Who remembers? Cypress, it's text. Property name. But what are valid list of properties? Its length, its body, its length of the title, text. I don't know what are the valid list of valid things. Anyone in the chat knows how to do it in Cypress? I think it's let's call it text should equal. I'm gonna give it like something ridiculous because it's not gonna work. And I just want to see that syntax before this assertion to work. Expected to equal function text. I don't think it's the right one. Property name, maybe var. Property path. Look, what the options I have? Data, maybe. Okay, back to googling. I don't know. No one in the chat knows as well. So, find text inside. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't appear, Ken. Like I couldn't see what are the properties. Like ID doesn't tell me. It says like it's what. So it's like it's property path. So it's asking me for the property path, but I don't think that they are right. I think it's easier to, in this case, it's probably easier to, um, oh, okay. So look at that. Apparently, in Cypress, there is already built-in method contains. So what we can do is we can say contains iPhone, and we don't have to worry about it, right? How do you spell iPhone? iPhone. Actually, I want to search for iPhone 12, right? Let's search for Apple iPhone 12. No, I changed my mind. I'm actually gonna search for the whole thing, and I will explain my reasoning, because otherwise maybe there's an iPhone 13 which costs different amount of money. So I'm actually keen to know exactly about this model and how much it costs. Okay. Okay, it worked, which is great, which is great. So it contains, so now we know that we have it, and then we just need to find shop item time. Okay. So I'm gonna split this code now. I'm gonna save this as uh, maybe first item. Let's call it first item. And then I'm gonna find it by using the add first item. So for those who don't know, I'm basically creating a variable in Cypress called first item. And then here I'm finding this first item, and then inside the first item I continue doing what I'm doing, because now what I can do, and I can say, oh, inside of first item, find the price, right? Where is first item? Okay, where is it? And it's gonna be inside shop item details, shop item price. That's what I'm looking for. Find by shop item price. And then I still need to save its value, right? Or can I find by save by text? Save data? So this is for finding by text. But how do you save the things? Find text. How to find by text? Okay, that's not what I want. How to get inner text? As. So this is not the right thing. Well, maybe medium.com has the answer. That's why I don't like going to medium.com, because it's a paywall. And again, find, get. Here, how to. Should have text. But this doesn't have. Okay. We can do that, which seems to be horrible. Oh, I can do invoke text. Okay, let's try that. Invoke text. Let's see if it works. I have no clue if it's gonna work. I'm in the guessing zone. Invoke text. And what was the result of the invocation? Ooh, it actually worked, but it worked for all of them. Look at that, because it found first, get first item. Oh, Okay, so there's the bug, but I think it works conceptually. So let's fix the bug first. So I say first shop items as first item. And then when I get it, I still get 5. Why? I found one element, right? Then I get first item. I found one element. And then inside of it, shop items. I found all of them, which is not right. You see what I mean? So my question is about the Cypress behavior. When I get the ls, okay, so if I undo the ls, if I do this manually, is it gonna fix it? So if I do this, I'm gonna duplicate that, and I'm gonna comment these two out. And instead of the getting the ls, I'm gonna say that and that, right? Just to, again, to test if there is something wrong with this aliasing behavior. So if I get the first, if I do the chain of commands, is it working or no? Good learning. Good learning. Okay, so first find shop item title. Shop item first. I think first didn't work. Oh, I think I'm getting tired. I'm making mistakes. So I should find shop items, and then inside I should find shop item, because it's a parent div, and it has like multiple shop item. So I will find 5 shop items, and then I will take first one. So theoretically this will continue working, I think. Okay, let's see. Okay, it looks fine. Okay, so this goes into variable. Look at that. So now we have price. Theoretically, we can save this price. Okay, so we don't need this anymore. By the way, this is the horrible test, and we theoretically should spend some time to actually fix it. Yeah, Kenneth, you're right. Yeah, yeah. I'm getting sloppy. I'm getting tired of doing that, so I'm making small mistakes, but it's all right. Boom, boom, boom. What do I do? So I found the text, invoke text, and can I save it into variable like that? Is it gonna work? I don't think it's gonna work. Um, I'm actually gonna do. I'm gonna do that price matching, and I'm gonna say here, you're gonna try to match on the price. What am I doing wrong with this syntax? Is this like that? I'm pretty sure it should be like this. Like that. I'm feeling dumb. Fries. I need to Google that. My apologies. What's the proper syntax? Okay, apostrophe, apostrophe, and then dollar. Yeah, so that should work, right? How about that? Maybe I'm using some weird JavaScripty thing. Okay, so this should work theoretically. Why is it not working? Any help from chat? So I should be able to do that. Price. And then here I will say price matcher. So if we extracted price correctly here, then we will have it 905 here, and then we'll be able to find by text. Let's see. Find by text, object, object. So it didn't work well. Okay, I expected that, kind of. Because we say we did the invoke, and then it didn't actually yield the value. I think this invocation, invoke, well, it's yielded. Okay, maybe I need to Google not the comments, but the text. Cypress thing. Text. No, that's not what I wanted. Maybe I need to look for invoke. Okay. You want to get a property that is not a function. Use it. Cypress get input invoke. Well, should you go to foo? Okay, so I think I'm incorrectly using. I think I should be using, instead of invoke, I should be using it. But then it's also that they don't get a properties value. Only yes. So this is what always confused me about this documentation, is that they don't give you a list of all possible properties. Like how am I supposed to know that? It's length. It's maybe it's body. Anyone in the chat know? So I would, instead of invoke, it's body. Let's try body. I don't know. Okay, body does not exist on your subject. Find it. It found the elements. One. Okay, let's try text. Okay, so something happened. Um, ooh, that's not right, is it? I always feel like it's time to ask ChatGPT for for the reply. because this documentation from Cypress is not helping, right? I don't I don't understand its factory. Okay. Okay. It's uh-huh. No one knows. What does Zen does? Enables you to work with the subject. Oh, maybe I need to do the dot Zen, right? Dot Zen, and then I think it's arrow function as well. And then instead of that, um, let's call it something. And then here, we're gonna take that something, and right, we're gonna assign that. Okay, so this is HTML element, something dot text. Huh? And now we have a potentially price, log price. Let's see if it's gonna be there. Because if it is, maybe I'm just not knowing Cypress syntax, and now it should be fixed. Come on. What's price is not defined. Ah, okay, so it's crashing on that now because I'm doing the okay. Let's call it let price. Let price. And now we assign the value of the price here. We should have it, and then this should maybe theoretically work. Something happened, but it didn't work, which is good. It's a progress anyway. Pum, pum, pum. So for the people who are in chat still and watching, uh, like when you joined the stream, what were your expectations? Like, what did you expect? And does it match your expectations that we like doing some Cypress stuff or not? Like, are you entertained enough? Is it like Friday afternoon radio for you is good enough or no? Tell me, please. While I'm battling this thing. Head to shop. Okay. Shop item price. Okay. So this yields that, right? No one in chat replies. Oh. So price is undefined. Let's make one for now. Let's define it. Let's see if this should fail, right? Yes. Now it fails, not because of undefined, because it doesn't match one. I'm still not understanding the something dot maybe data. No, still one. Actually, also console log doesn't work. I should have used cypress.log. You didn't tell me. Chat, come on. Oh, here we go. Look, now because I did cypress.log, now we can see it in the log execution. But previously, when I did console.log, we would see it here in the console, right? You see, if I do that, stop, rerun, this is it. So there's no something dot. How do I extract it? Like, what the hell? jQuery HTML element. Maybe I need to Google that. jQuery HTML element text. It should be working, right? That's the jQuery method dot text. So why is it not working? Maybe it's asynchronous stuff? If I do a wait, is it gonna work? I was gonna complain that this whole test is not synchronous. Okay. Oh, I can do a sync here. Okay, but it says I don't need to have it because it's not. It's actually not a sync. Okay, now this one is not required. Chat, are you alive? I need your help. I'm losing my mind. Why the jQuery doesn't work? Then, and then I have something. It yields me the object, and inside of this HTML element, right, I take it. Oh, maybe I need a dollar. I don't know if it's important or not. Probably not important. Would be stupid if it is. Ah, I need to fix the Cypress log again. CY log. Okay. Ooh, it worked. Look. Look at that. And then we still find by text 1. So this price, this thing did not override correctly. I can guarantee if I move this stuff here, it's gonna work. Because now price will be overridden by the text that we correctly yielded. Which is the okay. So why didn't it match? Unable to find the element with the text. I can see it on my screen, right? Right, because it found it by congrats. Huh. How do I fix it? Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. So what if I do that I? I think it's not happy. Escape it. Okay, now it doesn't work. So escape it like that. Pattern. Okay, flags. So I can say I here. I wonder if this dollar is not the same as the dollar that we see here. Right? If I copy it, place it here. Right. And then if I go back, and if I look at that dollar, is that the same dollar? I don't know if they're the same. It will be very weird. But I mean, everything is possible. Where's my regex 101? Are they the same dollar? So if I'm looking for the dollar, right? None of them is catching? Wait a second. I think none of them are matching. Because if I type dollar myself, and if I say dollar here, wait, what's wrong? Oh, I need to say that. Okay, so they all matching. Yeah, you're right, Ken. Yeah, good catch. But how do I fix it? How do I fix the syntax? I think right now it's fine, right? So it's trying to find it by, because our price from this Cypress log contains a dollar symbol, right? It has a dollar symbol. So when we do the matching, find by text. Hmm. Any thoughts? Any thoughts? This is very confusing. It feels like something, it's one of those things which you wake up tomorrow morning and you're like, ha, 5 seconds and I can fix it. I know what it is, right? But right now, it's like, blah. You've been watching this code for too long. 905, right? When I go and add to cart and I purchase, I have it. Div with ID message, and it says, maybe I need to find B. How about I found B? So instead of that, let's say Cypress dot uh get selector. How do I search by the actual HTML element? Like, is it the still get? So get takes a selector, and then it takes, okay, li. So I actually can say get b, right? And I can say I kind of want to do then again. Then I will take the dollar $b and I'm gonna take it into this, and I'm gonna Cypress log dollar $b dot text. How about that? So theoretically, if everything works, this should have our price as well. Get b. Oh, look at this. Kind of worked. Kind of. Because there's more b's than easy fix, right? So I need to find the parent first, and I need to find the message. Okay, so I will say dot get what is called the message, and then inside find the b, and then look at the don't use new regexp. Can you type oh, you mean like just pass, like just pass this thing here like that? Is that what you mean, Kenneth? I mean, maybe, right? Because it's actually, if you look at the definition, it says you have matcher and then you have options. So I could probably say I like that. I don't know if it's legal. Selector options, probably not. Doesn't look like it really, but we'll see. Let's see if what I'm trying to do is actually working. Okay. Okay. Did I find the B? Get message. Okay, didn't find the message. Oh, because I should have said dot message. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, what's wrong? Is it not called message? ID message. Oh, so it's a like that, right? Ooh, it's a green test. I'm excited. Thank you, Kenneth, for your help. That was tough. I mean, it was not hard as such, but it was like, and I think we produced a whole bunch of ugly code. And we can talk about why this code is ugly. Is because if you show this code to anybody else except me right now, and maybe Kenneth, they'll be like, this is a horrible abomination. I don't know what it does. I don't know how to deal with it, and get out of here, please. Right? So now I actually can delete that, I think, because I don't need it. I was just using it to prove a point if it works or not, right? So I don't need to do that. And I don't need this. So let's try to tidy up and then maybe wrap up the stream on that. Okay, still works. Great. So what we can do to tidy up? Let price equal 1. I still kind of don't like this nested structure that I need to do. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna remove it. And I'm gonna let this test fail, but I'm gonna create the alias. Oh, but then if I do the alias, it's gonna be the same thing, right? So this will crash now. Yeah, because 1 is not overridden. Um, Okay. You know what? I'm gonna create a local function. I'm gonna say get price, right? And I'm gonna say price equal get price. And I'm gonna create it here just because I can. Function get price. And what this function is gonna do? It's gonna do that. And after it, it's gonna return price. Right? Actually, it can be const. No, the first item doesn't work. Because I did not. Okay. I'm gonna copy this code here as well. Okay. Void function return value is used. What? Why is it void? It's not void. It's returning. Uh. Is it not returning? Again, we're doing this weird Cypress asynchronous stuff, which is like horrible. Okay, undo. I don't want to deal with it right now. I think that's actually kids when you do Cypress. This is one of these. Sorry, I used kids, but like I'm mimicking this like meme of the old guy with the skateboard. It's like this is kids when. This is actually a good example of why I would say sometimes about Cypress that I don't like the syntax too much because it's not natural. Because they invented their own way of doing the asynchronous stuff, not native to like JavaScript world. So if you use, let's say, Playwright, in Playwright it will be different. In Playwright it will be very similar to natural async, or if not exactly that, like async await, which you would get like in the vanilla JavaScript these days, right? But here you need to like, oh, you need to get, and then inside it's like a callback hell thing. So now I need to move all that here, and this is not beautiful at all, right? It's like, what is that? What is this? This is not good. Um, at least not good in my books. So hopefully you agree with my conclusions that it's not very good. Okay, so we have a phone. Can we first item, right? So um, I'm trying to see if I can. Maybe this could be a function. Let's say um, validate success and price. I don't know. I'm just giving it a temporary name, and then I'm gonna say function validate. Come on, help me. Okay, I'm gonna rename it later. I'm gonna do this here. So the reason I'm doing it is I think that I'm removing this horrible complexity from the code, and instead of wall of text, I now have something meaningful. And now obviously the price doesn't work because I need to. Yeah. Okay, but let's say price is a parameter. Is it working? Okay, it's working. So maybe I know this works, so I don't need to Cypress log it anymore. Price is some Cypress.text. Find by text, click, add to cart. Well, I might extract that to say add phone to cart, right? By the way, if you disagree with my logic, complain. I know some people don't like this style. I like this style. So I like when your test tells a story, and I want to say, uh, maybe that. And again, I'm doing it as first steps. I know it's not perfect. Uh, so I know it's not perfect, but I'm just want to my test to read like a story, right? I want to say, okay, so what am I doing? I'm buying iPhone. I add phone to cart, and then I purchase it, and then I validate that it was successful and price matches, right? Because my my wall of text now suddenly becomes a little bit more manageable, and it's still kind of because of that I still don't like it, and I'm thinking what to do with it. Thinking what to do with it. I think we can extract price earlier than that. So we do this first item. Yeah. I'm not sure how to optimize it right now. Hopefully you see my point. And hopefully it is not. I don't like this test at all. I think that there has to be some reshuffling of that to allow to get price in advance. But I need to read more on how to write this function and return from inside, because see it was like complaining that nothing is yield back from the function because Cypress doesn't get anything back. Okay, what do you think? Who's alive in chat? Give me a message or an emoji or something that to show me that you're alive. Okay, some people are alive, they're just silent. How was it? Yeah, nah. You know how many people in total watched? 61. 61 total watches. Uh, which is which is a lot. And the average person watched for almost 11 minutes, which probably because of you, Kenneth, and some other people who are here and watched maybe longer, they actually skewed the average towards the bigger number, because like let's say four people watched the whole thing 2 hours and then the rest watched 5 seconds, so it's possible that nobody except four people actually watched a lot. So thank you for watching. Chat rate was would have a better structure. Yeah, but you see, Kenneth, I wasn't doing it as like a structured thing. uh I'm doing it as mostly as uh my learning, and I'm hoping that for some people will be also interesting. They will hang around, they can ask something in chat about, right, like you were fixing my regex, for example, right? Like we both learned something probably from that interaction. So I'm hoping that we could have more people in chat, not being just silent, because otherwise, like, you can go and watch some stuff on Udemy Learning, right? Like, why would you come to the live stream if you keen to just watch structured lecture, right? It's not structured lecture. It's I mean, we achieved something, right? We've set up this Cypress from scratch, and we have created the first test, which could be better, but it's not the worst test, especially because we created it live, um, and it wasn't the easiest test ever. Uh, so, anyone else in chat has any thoughts on the content? Would you come again, Kenneth, if I stream on something else? Would you come again? Now I'm gonna do nervous sweat. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, everybody going silent. So I'm gonna say, whoever watched, thank you. You're amazing. Whoever chatted to me, thank you even more. You are even more amazing. And I will reevaluate my life choices and see if I want to do that uh, more or not, because I don't know. I need to think about it. I need to see if that's something, because it's a little bit more stressful than learning on your own, or trying things on your own. Uh, yeah, but if you have a topic, maybe flick me a message and we can just like that. That's a whole point, right? Like we could try things together and try to achieve certain goal together. And uh, right, like I said in the beginning of the stream, I don't know if you were here or not. I was saying that sometimes you just like cannot force yourself to learn something without the purpose. Like you're like, it's I'm not using it for work, so I'm not gonna learn it, right? Let's say Cypress, right? But because you say, oh, I'm gonna be streaming Cypress, now you have to do it, and now you will be forced to learn. So if you say, if you have a topic that you keen to go and explore, maybe just flick me a message and we'll get it from here. Well, you know my LinkedIn thing, so if you have ideas, please do. Anyway, on this note, 2 hours later, I survived my first stream. Thank you, everyone. Have a great Friday. I hope that it's most of the world have Friday right now. I think there might be some people on Thursday. um, yeah, but happy Friday anyway. See you next time if I see you. Bye.